Hello and welcome to the Console Xplosion Podcast. I am your host, the Philocypher, also known as Tavian, and I'm joined by two very special local guests today. Today I have Mark Tucker, aka Master Shake, who's the founder of House of M, the House of M Gaming. Very awesome group of people who come together and play fighting games every Monday and get better, and it's a good community. How you doing today, Mark?
Hi, how you doing today, Tavian?
Doing good. Thank you for joining me, sir. And next we have Geoff of Reanimated Graphics, who is your one-stop shop for anything graphic-related in the gaming industry. So if you have anything on, if you want to get done in the industry of art, he's the guy to talk to. How are you doing, Geoff?
How's it going, Tavian?
It's going good. Going good. Man, it's been about a couple weeks since we've gone to Combo Breaker, but it's still very much fresh in my head. But before we get to that, there was some news that actually, I think you posted it, Shake, and I saw it today, and it was the Fallout. It's not Fallout 4 for sure, but I'm hoping it is the Fallout countdown website that they have going on. Do you guys think
stand by?
Yeah. Do you guys think there's any chance at all that like they would tease us with like a HD remake or anything like that, or do you guys fully believe that this is Fallout 4 for sure?
Actually, if you take to Twitter, there's a lot of people speculating. I don't know if it's a joke or trolls, but saying Fallout New Vegas HD remaster.
Oh God, I hope not.
Oh my God.
That would destroy me.
Yeah, I'd cry.
Right, with the way the gaming industry has been on with these HD remakes lately, I've been griping about it all over my Facebook. I really hope that they would just go, you know what? No, new console generation. Let's give the fans what they want and stop this trend because it really needs to end.
It's just exploding on the internet. I mean, the backing for this game is ridiculous. I've played them. I'd never played the originals, but I started from Fallout 3 and just ever since then been one of my favorites.
Yeah, same here. I actually had to go back and play the older Fallouts because I like 3 so much. Totally different games. Really, really hard. If you thought Fallout was hard, those two are brutal. I recommend at least trying it out. I don't know if you'll get all the way through. I never got a chance to get all the way through, but they're good games. They're very much, I wouldn't say like, if you ever played Commandos, it's kind of similar to that. It's a very,
it's point and click, correct?
Yeah, it's like a turn-based strategy game. So kind of imagine that's always on, I guess is the best way to put it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's hard. Like I died from the first fight. You fight like a scorpion, like a giant scorpion, and it took me apart.
Back when games used to be challenging, correct?
Right, yeah. Right. So where do you guys think that it's going to take place if it is for sure a Fallout 4?
E3, man.
No, I mean like what location in the game? Like Chicago has been speculated. Boston, I think, was a big one.
Have they done New York already?
Don't think so.
I think New York would be a good setting. If they haven't done it, I'm not a Fallout guy. I played a little bit of 3, so don't chew my head off. But if they haven't done New York, I would think New York would be a cool place. Lots of scale. If you're putting it on these new consoles, lots of world to render, big area.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what about you, Geoff?
I don't know if being with New Vegas, Nevada, I don't know how far they would travel, but or how they're going to take it, because they could go in a completely different way.
Yeah, it's very true. I'm hoping that they're going to be on the new gen consoles, so they have more capabilities. So damn sure it'll be a lot bigger, in my opinion.
Well, then you also have the PC Master Race, yes.
Definitely. So true. And then Fallout 3 had the DLCs that you had Pittsburgh, you had Anchorage. I don't remember the other ones, but the DLC really opened up to going to other locations. Granted, the Anchorage one was, spoiler alert, it was a simulation. So you weren't actually there, but you did get to see these other locations other than where you were in Fallout 3. So hopefully they do something like that again, or they just expand upon how far you can go. And maybe vehicles. I don't know if that'll ruin the game or not, but, Skyrim and Oblivion had mounts. I don't remember if Morrowind did, but you could ride a horse. So
Speaking on changes, speaking on changes to game mechanics, what else would you like to see them add? Maybe different.
My one thing, and I feel like it would kind of break the game, would be co-op.
That would be awesome. Open world.
Yeah.
My biggest thing is Bethesda's always had that motion where you jump up, and it's just very, not like, I guess you say ragdoll effect movement. I hope they go to a more fluid swings, mechanics for the player.
Mm-hmm.
Just the movement feels outdated.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I think Bethesda though.
Yeah, they could do with making the shooting mechanics a little bit better, for sure. Because I relied heavily on VATS, which I enjoyed, but when it came to having to really just shoot in third person or first person mode all the time, it was a little bit harder than your traditional shooter.
True.
Because it did feel very much like a Bethesda game. Not completely bad, but when it comes to guns, it wasn't as easy, for sure.
Yeah, when you're swinging the swords, that's no problem. But right. True accuracy with the weapons.
Yeah, and I prefer to stay far away from anything in that game. If you haven't played it at all, or
I played a little bit of 3, and that was just from renting it one night.
Okay,
but it's really cool. It's really, I like the Elder Scrolls, so that series was pretty cool. Never beat any of them or anything. Like I said, just dilly-dally through them.
Yeah,
fighters is my main thing, but still, I did like venturing into those. I did like what you said about the co-op. I think that would be a cool feature for one of those games, even if it's just with one other person, since the world is so big or whatever. Mm-hmm. If you could just do it with a buddy, that would be pretty cool.
Definitely. I fully agree.
Not must have online.
Do what?
I hope it doesn't. You have to requires internet connection.
Yeah. I feel like that would be the case, but I agree. Hopefully it wouldn't be split screen or couch co-op. That would be even better. I know split screen is somewhat dying off, but I would enjoy it. I would like it. I don't think I would like more than 2-player co-op because it would just overcomplicate things. But just one other person going through the Wasteland or Skyrim, either Bethesda game, and just partnering up and killing people and taking on missions and quests. That would be cool.
Right. Whatever happened to System Link? Did that format just die off? Like, does no one just because I like that, back to back with a buddy. He's got his system, I've got mine, and to get rid of all those complications of stuff that happens over online, just link your systems together. What happened to that?
LAN parties.
Right.
Yeah. The last time my system link was Doom 3 on the regular Xbox.
Ours was Halo 2.
Halo 2. Yeah. That was fun. Halo 2 parties. Oh my gosh. Bring those back, please. We need to. I mean, I love playing online. It's great, but it's something to being in the same room with somebody.
Yeah, that's
house of people.
Exactly.
And actually playing together, and being able to cuss out that person. Like, it's one thing to cuss somebody out online that shoots you or whatever. You're a new blah 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 blah. But when someone's in the same room and they do it, like, I don't know, it's just a different feeling altogether. Like that anger and that saltiness is very much in the room and in the atmosphere, rather than just like knowing there's no repercussion for cussing somebody out that you don't know.
Exactly.
So I think that's one of the great things about fighting games too, is that you're in the same room. Like, I love playing fighting games online. That's okay, whatnot. But being in the same room and being with your friends and having this competition, it's
online just can't give you that feeling.
No, definitely
sitting next to your opponent, old school, walking up, putting your 2 quarters on the machine. You know what I mean? Like, online can't give you that same experience.
Definitely.
No. And Combo Breaker portrayed that very well.
Definitely.
Well.
Yes. That, for me, that was my first, convention or fighting game contest or anything like that. And, that was, there's no way to describe the feeling of it, but all these people sitting in the same room playing these fighting games and, having all the people watching them and the whole entire atmosphere, just a bunch of people who love fighting games and love the fighting game community all in one room. And that includes, game developers, YouTube personalities, professional game players, all in one, jam-packed room.
Creators, developers.
Yeah, it was the perfect party, man.
Yeah, it was an amazing atmosphere, and it was, for me as a gamer, a hardcore gamer, especially a fighting game enthusiast, it was a very life-changing event. But what about you guys? Like, how did you guys? You've both been to different events, so how was this for you compared to the other ones?
Yeah, I've also been to. I'm just gonna go ahead and say this: that there's no other community like the fighting game community.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to many first-person shooter tournaments. I've even hosted various first-person shooter tournaments online and local, and there's just no other helping community like the fighting game community, where you have your banner, your salt thrown, and but it's all in good fun. Whereas in the FPS scene, it's they're out for blood sometimes. It's not a playful banner. They're there to belittle people too. But yeah, FGC, those tournaments are so enjoyable. It's just everybody gets together. It's like a big family.
Yeah,
definitely. That's very much how I felt. I mean, you did have different cliques or whatever, but for the most part, a lot of the people were very friendly. I didn't come across too many assholes, pretty much. I didn't come across too many of those. Got a chance to meet Ed Boon and Seth Killian. Ed Boon of NetherRealm Studios, and then Seth Killian, formerly of Capcom Studios, and they were both really awesome people. I didn't get a chance to meet too many of the professionals, but those guys were both really awesome, and it was a very humbling experience. Did you guys get to talk or meet with anybody?
Yes, actually, I played probably about 15 games with Paul B.
Oh.
He has a persona online through Twitter that he's kind of stuck in himself, arrogant, but I mean, for me, he doesn't know who I am. I'm not big in the scene, and he was willing to go match for match with me and show me things, and
really
enjoyed it. Yeah.
Which game did you guys play?
We actually played. It was Killer Instinct, testing out Aria.
Oh,
Aria. Why did I say it?
I don't think I've even played. I mean, I'm not. I suck at Killer Instinct, so I can go ahead and throw that out there. But yeah, that's really cool. And that's what it's really about, is getting better at something that you really, really love. And for someone that's more experienced to take the time and give you 15 rounds and show you some information. I know a lot of people who don't play fighting games won't understand, but for the ones that do or do have something they really want to get good at, it's a very awesome feeling.
Yeah, just due for the sheer fact of they're probably getting requests every day. Hey, can you play? Hey, can you match? Can you do matches with me? Hey, can you help me out on this?
Definitely.
All right.
I know some people, I think they charge for that kind of stuff.
I know Justin Wong does.
Okay, that's what I had heard.
I've heard Alex Valle does too. I heard you cannot play Alex Valle without paying it. I've heard that. I don't know how true it is.
And at first I thought, as a gamer that was ridiculous.
Right.
But if you think about a personal trainer or a business coach or a life coach, they're trying to train you in something that you find that has value to you in your life. And the more I thought about it, it's very smart to, this person wants to get good at something, my time is very valuable to me. So I want to get something out of it too, at least. So, you pay me some money. I teach you how to get better at a game, and maybe you make money in your competitions, local or national.
It kind of helps the phrase, you got to pay the cost to be the boss. You know what I mean?
yeah, definitely.
It also shows it weeds out people that are serious about the game and people who just want to be in a match and say they played with a celebrity.
Very true. Very true.
People that are willing to pay are ready to dedicate the time, I feel, and put their effort in the game.
I never thought about it that way, but at least not in the gaming industry, but you're absolutely right, for sure. For me, I love fighting games and I love getting better. I love getting better at anything I'm doing, but I want to, own my own business one day, and I had a chance to sit down and not so much time with Ed Boon. I was too starstruck to ask him a bunch of questions, to be honest, but I just asked him a very simple question of if you had one thing that that you could tell me that helps you get to where you are today, what would that one thing be? And I was halfway expecting, just a short answer, like a sentence. And the dude, he sat back and thought for a moment, and he started going off on this spiel, not in a bad way, in a very awesome way, talking about how, you have to get good at one thing. He got to where he was today because he started off as a programmer, and he got really good at that, and he did his job, and then eventually he became a master of that and expanded. And he, for him to go back and think about his own personal experiences and tell me his story, and not just, tell me this answer, but share his own experience on how he got to where he is today. That was, it seemed like a good 10, 15 minutes, but I'm sure it was only like 30 seconds, but it was just a lot to take in and a lot to consider. And, it's people like that are very, very awesome. And it seemed like there was a lot of people there that were that kind of spirit. He created Mortal Kombat, and he's just sitting there enjoying his own tournament.
Right. Yeah, that's a cool dude right there, man.
Yeah. And we actually, me and Shake got to take a picture with him, and we'll post that as well. Very cool dude. Very honored. So if you happen to hear this, Ed Boon, thank you very much. Man. That was an honor. That was very much an honor.
Speaking like after hours, after the, when you're down there, or when they were running the salty sweets or the auction tournaments, I mean, you had the pros just sitting there running sets with people, all of us.
Right.
Shin Tristan was there. I probably played 10 games with him. Rico was there. Maximilian, which is probably the most chill person I've ever witnessed in my life.
Yeah. Definitely. He seems like a really cool dude. I didn't get a chance to talk to him, but he seemed like a really cool dude. Yeah. Very tall, too.
Those locks.
Yeah. I noticed something strange there. And there were a lot of people who I consider celebrities in the gaming industry, but they weren't constantly being swarmed by people. Ed Boon, for a little bit, we had one or two people talking to him, but
nobody was bum rushing him.
Right.
Oh my God, you're Ed Boon. I need your autograph.
Right, definitely. The one guy I think that was kind of being swarmed a little bit was Maximilian. At one point, I was going to go talk to him, but there was like a line of people just trying to talk to him. In the meantime, you have like Ed Boon sitting there just watching the tournament.
Yeah, and this dude is the creator of one of the greatest fighting games ever. And I don't even know how many people even knew that was him sitting there. You know what I mean? I wonder that plenty of times. Or like no one's noticing Tyler, who was on the Combat Cast. Nobody's noticed him standing right behind Ed Boon. And I'm like, we were watching this guy an hour every, Wednesday or Thursday when they do the Combat Cast. He was pretty famous to me. You know what I mean? I tuned in for every single one of those Combat Casts.
Right.
So.
Didn't we run into him on the elevator?
Yeah, and I accidentally called him Derek by mistake. But I was so starstruck. Yeah. You're like, holy crap, this is the dude. He helped make this game.
Right. Yeah, that was pretty fun. I honestly, I didn't know who he was until he told me, and then I was like, oh, holy crap. And yeah, it's just kind of crazy how there's all these people, and I mean, they're normal people, but, they have kind of an impact on your life in some way, where you just look up to them.
Yep.
And it's just a little bit strange seeing how no one is really approaching them or might not even know that's them.
Right.
It's really interesting. And Seth Killian, he was the other guy that I had a chance to talk to, formerly of Capcom, like I was saying before, and I had a little bit more composure to ask him a few more questions than Ed, and he really took the time to give me some answers that, again, I wasn't really expecting such a down to earth person. I'm trying to think right now. I'm all like flustered from the situation. Like, it's just reliving. It's been about a week or two now, but it's still very fresh in my mind. Very like the emotions and everything going on, and just sitting down and talking to him while we're playing. We're watching Mortal Kombat. The Mortal Kombat tournament was going on. I think it was the semifinals or the finals?
It was top 8.
Top 8. Okay, yeah, and there was some high level stuff going on. At one point, we actually paused to watch like this crazy combo. The crowd was going wild, and that's another thing. Like the crowd, the spectators, and yourself. You're watching somebody play, and you see these high level combos, and like you can't help but start yelling.
Man. It's a crazy experience to see that stuff. You think that, you see somebody on YouTube make this combo and you see that junk live right in front of you and you're like, holy crap, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Like I said,
energy
fighting
feeds
games,
off of
man.
energy.
Right. I don't think they get hyper in any other community, in my opinion. Maybe they do, but in my opinion.
Yeah, the only other community I'd say that I like to watch is a MOBA community, but it's not the same as a fighting game community. I mean, you have like small moments, but a fighting game is this constant, like, high-speed chess.
Yes.
You know, it's a battle of wits and reflexes at the same time and knowing your opponent. And, like, the one fight I really enjoyed watching was, I think it was a Justin Long and, was it Tuan? Somebody was playing the guy, I can't even think of his name right now, Kodokan. They're playing Kodokan, and, like, the dude was just throwing these combos out there, and, like, the crowd was going crazy.
Oh, yeah, when it was versus Justin Wong on stage. Oh, my God, yeah.
Twan.
Yeah, he bodied him. It was a crazy match. And the first ones out of the crowd you're going to hear when one of the Corn boys is up, it's his own people. And they're like some of the hypest people in the FGC, man. Corn, if you're on that team, they're going to back you, man. Whether you win or lose, they're going to back you. Yeah. That was hype to watch.
Yeah, definitely. I love that. I love the encouragement and the hypeness. I definitely, I can't wait for another tournament. You know, I had never gone to one before, but now I would say, I'm somewhat of an addict now. You know, I want to go back for different reasons. Oh, yes. So many different reasons. I guess one of the big ones is actually participating in one. You know, I did terribly and I expected to do so, but, actually I was watching Shake and he did pretty good compared to me, in Smash 4 at least.
Right.
That was great.
But that was my third one. So it took me, and that was just to even get that far. And all the other ones, I've always come home 0-2, maybe 1-2 sometimes. Cause Frosties, I got 1 in Street Fighter, but still it's YumaCon. When I first came home, I was a little salty, but that was cause I geeked myself up too much. Then these last 2 tournaments I've been, 3, cause it was YumaCon, the fight before Christmas, Frosties, and then Combo Breaker. Those last 3 losing, did not care. It was just, I was so glad to just be a part of that. You know, just seeing that stuff on Twitch is one thing, but when you're actually standing in that room with all those people, it's a whole nother feeling. Yeah.
That is
win or lose.
100% true. Yeah. My goal was not go 0-2. And for those who don't know, it's, double elimination. So you have to lose once and then you go to loser's bracket and you lose again. And so my goal was at least get 1 win before I went home. And I got that. My very first match of the 3 games that I was playing, won that. So I was satisfied. I didn't care what happened after that. You know, I still tried 100%, but there was no pressure whatsoever on me.
Right.
I will say, I don't think you saw this, Geoff, but I have a video of it too, and it's hilarious. But Shake fought this one guy who is like the human equivalent of that crazy dude on the Jackie Chan Adventures cartoon who yells out all of the attacks out loud. And so he was fighting a Bowser, and the dude was just yelling out his attacks.
He might as well have been like
live commentating.
He might as well have been a fighting game character. He yelled out everything perfectly and executed each command he yelled perfectly. Like, I think at one point he literally said and did this on cue. He ran past me with Bowser. I got Yoshi. He runs past me and he goes, turn around, surprise, side B, and he grabs me perfectly on cue. And I was sitting there like, how am I hearing him say what he's going to do? And he's still doing it. What the heck is wrong with me? It was like,
tactics.
Oh my God. I don't know if it was to throw me off or maybe he seemed pretty weird, but you know, he was like saying random, what was it? Like revelations and stuff between matches. It was hilarious.
At one point during one of the matches, he changes his name and it's like I think for North and then like down, up arrow, some numbers, and then like the degree sign.
It was like 35 degrees.
35 degrees. Yeah. I don't get that. But the part where I literally lost my shit was when he was fighting with Bowser. I think it was the very last match, or no, the second to last match. Yep. And first he does Bowser's up B, which is like a spinning top move, and he yells Tatsumaki and Pikachu, and like I lost my shit during that. But then while that's happening, he goes surprise down B, kills himself to lose the match. And I have the video. If I can like if I can find a way to add some subtitles to it, I will upload it because I died like the rest of the day. It was just like we couldn't stop making jokes about it. I still, even still, like we make jokes.
Surprise, downbeat. Yes.
Oh my god, it's great. You got to see it, Geoff. I'll definitely show it to you next time. I see you.
It'll be funny.
Oh man. Goodness gracious. So I guess one of the big questions is, did you guys learn anything from this experience? You know, what can you take home and what can you bring to your next experience? Or if you plan on hosting one, like, did that help you learn anything?
Yes.
Combo Breaker was a huge eye-opening experience for us because we're about to host Michigan Mayhem.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be to that size or stature, but it's going to be a nice little hometown, Southwest Michigan area, you know, get-together tournament. But, yeah, the way they ran it, it was so fluid. The Hadu, man, he was on point. I mean, he took control, made sure, you know, you knew the Bluetooth syncs with the PS4s because that was a common error. Just everything, timing, that stage was, oh man, like awestruck. That was just an amazing stage.
Yeah.
The main stage.
It was really impressive. Also, when is Michigan Mayhem, by the way?
That is June 13th.
Okay.
Coloma, Michigan at the West Street Station.
So anyone in the southwestern Michigan area, right? Yeah. Check it out. I'll put links in the description below, in the show notes as well, so that you guys can check that out if you're a local Michigan person and maybe you play fighting games or, you know, but you don't have a community yet. Check that out. You know, have some fun, meet some new people in the community. You know, help this community grow as well. Yeah.
Help the FGC. You know, I mean, it's free to come in. There's also a big announcement too. We just got another $200 donation for pop bonus for Killer Instinct.
All right.
So a lot of backing in the FGC that we were talking about earlier.
Oh, yeah, that's so good to hear. And it is a very competitive group, but we're also very good on helping people get better. You know, so especially if you love fighting games, but you don't have your own community except for online, you know, reach out to somebody, because I played fighting games online with friends for a long time, and I had one or two friends in person that I played with, but it was when I started actual like community, and this was in Alabama at first, you know, when I started going to one of those, my skills got so much better, so much faster. I had a lot more fun. I was loving, you know, being around a lot of people that were into what I was into, you know, being around like-minded people.
Right.
So definitely, you know, reach out. And then the same thing with Master Shake is, he has a community here, and it's always growing. We're always wanting more people. I'm a member as well, and I love coming here every Monday that I don't work. So, you know, you guys, you know, reach out and, you know, be a part of something that's really really helpful, really awesome, you know, something that you love to do.
Yeah, don't be bashful or shy, because I'm newer there. I mean, I've only been going running 5 months now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
First day I showed up, it was like I was already part. You know, they just made me feel welcome, and
yeah,
ever since then it's just awesome.
Yeah, definitely. It's very interesting, especially the different personalities here. Like, you meet someone, say, "Hey, nice to meet you," and then all of a sudden it's just like talking smack and
right,
all that stuff. And it's very fun. Yeah, so don't be shy. You know, reach out. But what I guess
not to mention.
Oh, good.
Not to mention his setup there. I mean, he has retro. I don't think there's a system that was out that he doesn't have there ready to play.
No, yeah, that's very true.
Right.
and sometimes we do break out other games, like Mario Kart.
Yeah, Mario Kart 64 gets really competitive in this house.
the new hype being Lethal League too, man.
Yeah, Lethal League with its upcoming hype, which is probably one of my favorites, because that game is just amazing.
It shot up there for me.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we played Lethal League last night for House of M, and that I had played it before, but I guess a lot of people hadn't seen it, and it was a very hyped game. You know, people were yelling and screaming in the best kind of way,
and it's so easy to get into. As you, Geoff, when we were playing last night, Divineer he'd never even seen that game before.
Neither have I.
And and Divineer was winning like 10 matches straight at some point.
Yep.
And yeah, 4-player free for all, and he still was doing good enough to win like that. He just was like, here, I'll try it. And he stepped up to the plate and he fell in love immediately.
Yeah.
Not to mention that soundtrack.
Oh yeah, soundtrack phenomenal.
Yeah, if you guys haven't seen it, check it out. Definitely.
Yeah.
That was actually at Combo Breaker, and I guess a lot of people didn't know what it was, but I went and watched some of the players and the professionals that play that game. It's a simple concept of a game, but the level that they took it to,
the different. I mean, you don't think about it, but it's like, oh, it's just Pong and Smash Bros. And saying, yeah, but there's so much strategy to it, actually.
Yeah.
And I seen one, and it accepts any controller. Well, most ones that work, anything that works PC. I actually saw only one guy using a portable keyboard, and he was working it.
Nice. Yeah, I prefer the fight stick myself, but yeah, it's good to see that kind of variety, and it's still kind of an even game. Like with I'd say with Street Fighter and Marvel at least. I don't know about Killer Instinct, but fight sticks are kind of dominant in those kinds of games.
Yeah, to be honest, I mean, it's probably a good mix of, if not 50-50, with controller fight stick in the Killer Instinct scene.
Yeah, wasn't the one guy that played the Riptor? He played with pad, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, and that guy is really good. Keith, I think his name was.
Yep.
Yeah, he's really good.
Two-Fist Gaming.
Right.
He'll be there at Michigan Mayhem, too.
Oh, okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Nice. Hopefully I can come down to that. I'd really like to join that.
If you're not going to compete, it's just, I mean, we're going to have stuff set up. We're also going to be selling garments, T-shirts which actually we're going to release here probably Friday, 3 designs for the T-shirts that you can get. I mean, there's also the Blues Cruise and Blues Cruise Festival or something that's going on right downtown. So, I mean, if you're just getting bored of watching the big screen, you can walk outside, go down, have a drink even, or get some barbecue, come back, and it'll be a good time.
Yeah, if I do come down, I'm going to have to set aside some spending money.
Oh, most definitely.
That sounds really awesome.
Yeah.
I'd like to at least take in some of the sites while I'm down there. So, I guess this is you didn't participate in any of the fighting, right, Geoff?
No, we donated. We just went to help the FGC grow. We donated $250 to the Killer Instinct pot. It just because that's my game of choice. It's just so hyped to watch.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Man, it is really fun to watch. That KI and Mortal Kombat are like the 2 most hyped games I think to watch.
I don't know. Marvel gets up there too.
Oh, definitely.
Definitely Marvel. Yeah,
I didn't see any Marvel gameplay.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was something going on. It was not on the big main stage.
Right.
If I'm not mistaken, it was more so on the one little
back left.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad, but yeah, this is not as I guess relevant as
it's slowly dying. A lot of players are admitting it. A lot of players don't want to admit it. I've heard rumors that even Filipino champ is going to be giving up Marvel.
Man.
That's what I had heard. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, what did Wong only compete? I think I only seen him in Marvel and MKX.
Right.
Did he not do Street Fighter?
I don't. If he did, I don't remember seeing him. I didn't get to catch much of the Street Fighter. I saw a few matches from Top 8, but that was it.
Who do you know who won the Marvel tournament?
No, I do not.
Justin. I'm pretty sure it was Justin.
Okay. I wouldn't be surprised. He's pretty up there.
Yeah.
When it comes to Marvel. But what? And this includes not just the competition itself, but just the overall environment, including getting a room and everything. But what would you guys like do differently? Or is there anything that you guys would do differently during your next big fighting game event that you go to, or hosting for you, Geoff? For either of you, actually.
Well, what I took away from it is, to be honest, that was you couldn't get any more flawless of a tournament ran like Combo Breaker. So to mirror what they did would be the correct way to do it. Obviously they had stream issues, but that's not anything that had to do with how to do, that was the Crown Plaza's networking.
Right.
Anything else, it was just spot on. The timing, like he made it, it was just rolled out. It was fluid. Everything started when it's supposed to. Everybody was at where they needed to. The brackets weren't ever messed up. It's just definitely a good one to take notes at.
Yeah, most definitely. I'm kind of afraid that my standards are set pretty high now. Unless it's like someone that I know, like if I go to yours or Shake's tournaments, like I think that if I go to another one, I'm going to have really high standards, like playing a really good game or watching a really good movie and then like going back and watching some of the B-list movies and whatnot.
Well, take it easy on Michigan Mayhem, will you?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to be fully supporting you guys for sure because you guys are awesome.
Yeah. I cannot wait till next week. It's going to be hype.
Yeah. Is it it's 2 weeks from now, right?
No,
Saturdays?
Two Saturdays from now?
Yeah, because this Saturday you're having your little like a party as well, and then the next Saturday is Michigan Mayhem, right?
Game time.
No Gaming for Old Men is the 20th of this month.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
it's a week after.
Yeah, a week after Justin.
Oh, so then maybe I can make that then.
Yeah.
All right. Good. That's good to know. I thought it was this Saturday. So, all right. That makes me happy. Good. All right. Yeah. For me, the thing that I took away, there was a lot. At first, when I first got there, I felt like I was a little bit scared to approach people. I wasn't actively aware of it. Like I feel like I was making excuses in my head, but didn't know it. But, and this is for everyone that goes to any kind of events, don't be afraid to just walk up to somebody. The worst they can say is no. You're going to probably get a lot more yeses than no's, depending on what your question is. If you're going, saying something lewd, then yeah, maybe you'll get punched in the face. But if you're trying to, just get an autograph, or maybe you have a question, like for me, I'm a game developer and a journalist, so I do a lot in the gaming industry, so I'd like advice. So, I was pleasantly surprised when I got back those answers, and I probably could have gotten back even more feedback if I wasn't afraid to ask more questions to more people. So, for me, next time I go, I'm also going to have probably some better equipment, maybe a better camera or some sort of voice recorder, take better notes, maybe have the notepad out with me while I'm listening to that person. I feel like that's a little rude, but, that I'll have to try it out and see, test new things out. But yeah, there's a lot of cool people out there, especially in the fighting game community, and a lot of us are very, very shy. We're very introverted,
Right.
Especially when we're new to something. This is my first event. For a lot of the other people, they felt really comfortable. I could see how comfortable they were. They were acting silly, being, themselves, which is awesome. That's what we want. And you can't be afraid to go out there and approach people. Like I did come across a few people that did snub me, but I didn't care. I didn't really, it didn't bug me. I didn't go cry or anything like that. I was focused mainly on the good that happened. The people that did answer my questions and were cool with me and made some contacts because of it, took some cool pictures. And yeah, definitely reach out to people. Don't be scared. That's the main thing, is I'm going to go back again and talk to more people and not worry about what the hell they think about this guy, asking him questions.
Right.
So that's my takeaway. And hopefully anybody listening will, that goes to an event, you do that. Enjoy yourself. Have fun. Don't worry about what people are thinking about you, especially in the gaming community. We're all weird. Yeah. We're all different. We're all trying to just, have fun, enjoy ourselves, and get better at something. But yeah, enjoy it. Be yourself.
I'd have to say one of the main things I took away was, probably like you were saying, Tavian, just don't be afraid to talk to someone. And for a few people, it was a little, it was a lot harder to ask for like an autograph. I don't know if some of you, I took a fight stick of mine, a all white one, and I wanted a bunch of players who I just love to watch on streams and in tournaments, and I wanted them to sign it. A few of them I was a little bashful to go up and ask, and then, there were some of them who I just was like, you know what, forget it, I'm going to do it. And I realized that a lot more people in the FGC are a lot cooler and a lot nicer than you would think they are. A lot of people who I thought would probably snub me off or just, sorry, they were like, oh, no problem. That's awesome. Arturo Sanchez, when I walked up to him outside, I was a little nervous. I'm like, oh, crap. He looks tired. He's probably going to be like, hey, get away from me. And he's like, oh, no, man, I'm tired, but I still gladly signed your fight stick. And that was a really good feeling. Just like, okay, knowing that some of these gods of video games I consider like to be so top tier, they're just human. They're, and it was really a great feeling. And just seeing how Combo Breaker was also, just how the scale of the event, how fluid it was. It made me think that, you know, maybe I would love for HOM to reach something like that someday. Definitely. You know, with hard work and just, you know, experience and learning, then maybe I can get something like that. It was eye-opening, you know, inspirational. Made you realize just like where you can get to, you know, with actually trying. And definitely made me want more tournaments.
Yeah.
Either with my own or going to other people's. Definitely made me hunger for more tournaments.
Got the bug.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. I'd say we all did. Way. And that's great because I mean all three of us have different, you know, goals and aspirations, and we all went to the same event and got a lot of different things out of it. You know, there's probably a lot of other things that you can get out of it. Like, for example, one dude was just sitting there selling the perler beads.
Oh,
you know, he wasn't. I don't think he was playing any fighting games, but he was part of that community. You know, the people selling artwork and whatnot.
He made like he was making like almost every fighting game character of today out of perler beads. I looked at his wall was gigantic with like the newer characters. I mean, he already had
Riptor,
yeah, KI characters. He had them all, and they were flawless.
Yeah, I saw a Metal Gear one that he wasn't selling it. He sold it last year. I talked to the dude. I actually I got a picture with the dude. But the guy that was there made it last year for the guy, and so he wore it to Combo Breaker this year. Okay. And I wanted to just like yank that thing off, and, like, this is mine now. Yeah, give it to me. But no, I took a picture of him instead because it was really cool, you know. And that's what I'm talking about. There's so many different things in the fighting game community. Even if you yourself aren't good at a fighting game, that environment is still really fun to be around. It's fun to watch. Like, I don't think I'll ever be a pro, but I love getting better. I love being around the community. I love just helping everyone else get better, seeing that potential and seeing it grow. You know, everyone having their own skills and helping a community grow in their own way. You know, helping the exposure get out there. Yep. You know, the commentators are also people like they understand the game on a very deep level. They're not always the best, but you know, they are really good at their job. And commentators are very important, I think, to the hypeness and to the intellectual aspect of fighting games or any kind of game in general.
Just intelligent people, whether they make top 8 or not, they're intelligent.
Definitely.
Very.
They know what they're talking about for the most part.
Especially, well, actually, you know, I'm more fond of Killer Instinct, but Ares, man, avoiding the puddle is his Twitter handle. Yeah. Listening to him commentate is pure gold. I mean, I could listen to that guy commentate for days.
Man, he's really good. And I used to think Ares just could commentate Tekken, but then when I see him on Street Fighter commentators and other games, it's like, wow, this guy, he just knows what he's talking about no matter what the game. He may not even play it, but you can tell he still takes interest in it.
Right. Especially when he's calling out frame data from various games, you know?
Exactly.
It's like, wow. I mean, he knows his homework. And even in the mystery game tournament, I don't know if you guys watched that, but
some of it.
He's a very entertaining, man. And just when he had those sunglasses on, and it's just, that might be Ares, man.
And that's the big dude, right? With the beard?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
His Twitter is, I think his header is actually Hagrid.
Yeah, a lot of people call him Hagrid.
I could definitely see
Coolest
that.
Dude. Coolest dude.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Did you see the Hajime no Ippo mystery game?
No, the only one I caught was the Kirby one.
Oh, Kirby.
Yeah, I missed that one.
Is that the samurai one?
Yes.
Oh, I missed that, man.
Oh,
there was so much going on there, and yeah, that's really awesome. I'm a big anime fan, and I love the anime. It's Hajime no Ippo in English. It's the fighting Ippo, IPPO, boxing anime, and they made a game out of it. I never even knew.
I knew they had games, but I didn't know they had a PS3 one. I only seen footage of the PS2 one. And yeah, when I saw that one, I was like, yep, let's hit up Play Asia. I'll spend $60 for that.
Yeah, it's an awesome game. And that's another thing is that you get exposed to new things that, at least in this Combo Breaker, I got exposed to games I didn't even know existed. There was the Hajime no Ippo game, and then there was an indie game that, I can't remember the name of it. I have the pictures and some notes of it, but, it was a really cool concept of a game Me, you, and Ed were playing it.
Oh, the like it looked like Scott Pilgrim, but we were like running back and forth trying to stop the other guy from getting to the other guy's base.
Yeah. So the premise of the game, it was get to the other enemy's base, and like capture their item. But you have to go through. It kind of loads like an old school side scrolling shooter. So you have different I guess I'll say
screens.
Yeah, screens, and you get on these platforms, and it takes you to the screen to your right or to your left. And you have like these cool laser guns that you have to shoot each other with. It's almost like capture the flag in a way, but you have to go through different screens to do it and like take each other out with these rocket or laser launchers or something, like Spartan cannon type thing. It was again a very simple game, but I can't wait. It's not out yet, but I'm gonna have to look that up and put that in the show notes as well, because it was a really awesome game. I enjoyed playing it, and I'm probably gonna buy the game when it comes out. It'd probably be another House of M game. Maybe have like a mystery tournament.
Definitely see that be House of M mystery tournament style game.
Yeah, it's definitely awesome. So I'll put that in the show notes as well, so you guys can check that out, because it's really awesome. And I think there were some other games I hadn't seen that were really fun. I played I didn't play it at the tournament, but one of our friends that went to the tournament as well, Ed, he was playing Under Night. And that was a really cool game. It's like an anime.
Yep.
Anime fighting game.
Birth. Yes. Yeah. Very good. Very cool game. Really good I like it because it's more ground based than a lot of the anime games. You know, anime games are a lot of floaty air dashes and stuff like that.
Right.
You have an air dash, but the screen's not so high, you know, and it's like, it has Marvel style combos along with a more ground based fighter. It's very fast paced. It's not very floaty and slow like a lot of your anime games.
Yeah, definitely. And what was the other one that had the guy from Sword Art Online, Kirito?
Oh, that Dengeki Bunko Fighting Climax. That's another one. I really like that one for its more ground based gameplay. Same thing. Yeah.
Again, I'm a big anime fan, so Sword Art Online, I love it. So it had Kirito in it, the main character, the main protagonist. He's in the game and he's awesome. He's the only character I played, I think. But an awesome fighting game. You know, I'll actually go back and probably try some of the other characters as well, just because the game itself is really cool. The character made me play it, but the gameplay made me stay. And this is all this cool stuff that was, you know, I think both those games were they both at the tournament, or was it only Under Night?
I did not see Dengeki Bunko at Combo Breaker. It might have been off to the side somewhere on one of the casual setups, but I did not see it. I only saw Under Night.
Fighting Climax.
That one was at Frosty Faustings. I do remember that Dengeki Bunko and Under Night being at that one too.
Okay. All right.
It has some American appeal, just not as much as Under Night.
Okay. Yeah, both great games though. Both worth checking out for sure. Are they both in America? I know Under Night is, but is Dengeki Bunko?
No, Dengeki Bunko will be out with either this month or next month. Their American release comes out between these 2 months.
Okay. All right. Well, let me see here. Is there any other closing notes that you guys, or closing things that you'd like to add about Combo Breaker, or just like your overall experience before we head out?
Combo Breaker 2016, man. I can't wait.
Oh, man, I can't wait. Yeah.
I will sign up a lot sooner this time.
Oh, most definitely. Way more tournaments, and I will have a lot more spending money because I saw giant like Ryu and Akuma statues. I fell in love.
Yeah.
The guy dropped it down. He's like, you can walk out of here with 350. I've been asking 375. It was so tempting for the Ryu.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I couldn't do that. The Dante one, there was a Dante one too, right?
Yeah, but the sword was broken.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah,
okay.
I looked closely at it. I examined it, and I'm like, hold on, the sword's broken on this one. I don't know if he has another one in box, and this is just display, but I did see the one that was displayed, the sword was broken.
Okay. Damn, that's a bummer. What about you, Geoff? Anything you want to add?
I'm gonna shake Combo Breaker 2016.
Yeah, definitely. Oh man, I hope there's some big ones as well before then. I'm looking forward to Michigan Mayhem. As long as I can make it, that would be awesome.
I know. Yeah, there's CEO Holden and Ben are going to that. That's huge. I think they already have over 1,000 competitors registered.
Nice. Shout outs to Holden and Ben.
Yes. Shout outs to CEO, man. It's a big event.
When and where is it?
Florida,
and I think it is.
I was going to say, it's not Orlando, is it? Is it Orlando? Community Effort Orlando. Yes.
Yeah.
CEO, Community Effort Orlando. Yeah, it's in Orlando, Florida.
Okay.
It's going to be the same setup too. Like it's in the hotel that they're offering, and I think CEO Jabali tweeted out it's a 40,000 square foot.
Oh my god!
I'd love to go to that one too.
That guy is cool too. See, Jabali, from what I got,
he's an entertainer.
Yeah, he's an entertaining guy. Oh man.
Yeah. Well, hey, if we can wind up going to CEO, maybe we can work something out. If not, there's always planning for next year as well as Combo Breaker. Evo is the thing that I'd love to go to. I remember watching gameplay of Evo years ago and just like not fully understanding it, but loving the hype of it.
Meeting players from all over the world, not just the
world.
The world. Japanese players, everybody, Canadian, Asian, all of them from all over. Some of the best gamers around the entire planet travel to Las Vegas once a year. And I'm sad I can't go this year, but I will definitely be saving up for next year.
Definitely. Yeah, same here. Okay. Well, I think that about wraps it up. Thank you guys for listening, and thank you, Mark and Shake, for joining us. And real quick, Geoff, if you can let me know where the people listening can find you and what you guys are about.
Okay, yeah, I'm Geoff with Reanimated Graphics. Like you said, the one-stop shop for all your gaming graphic needs. Overlays for Twitch, banners, Twitter headers, anything you name it, we'll help you out. Also part of Reanimated Esports, hosting our first ever FGC tournament. Only 5 games. You got Guilty Gear, Street Fighter, MKX we just added to, Killer Instinct, and Ultimate Marvel. It's only reason we're capped at that 5-game limit is because the venue we got, we're limited to a 1 day, and we don't want to hit time constraints or, have people be dissatisfied because time constraints, really.
Definitely. Don't want to everything too thin.
Obviously, we don't plan on it to be a huge stature. It's just, I really like our area and keep it growing,
Definitely.
But other than that, this is fun.
Oh yeah, and I mean you gotta grow. This is your first time, like you said, so next time's gonna be even better. But you gotta learn. You gotta crawl before you walk. So I look forward to that. And again, we'll have all the details in the show notes for the event and everything like that. And then Shake, if you want to tell us about you and where everybody can reach you.
Oh yeah, Mark Tucker, or AKA Master Shake, as you hear everybody calling me. But I'm in Benton Harbor, House of M Gaming, a small competitive gaming lounge I run out of my home. We meet up for casuals and host tournaments here and there. And, I don't really have much else after that. It's really the best. Yeah.
Just, you gotta come out and experience it. I mean,
it's easier to come out than, for me to sit here and try to explain it to you.
Definitely. Yeah. The atmosphere is way better than just hearing somebody talk about it.
Yeah. Just walking in there, he has just respect his house, obviously, but he has just, you walk in there and he has figurines, posters. You just walk in and you feel like you're in a historical gaming museum. I mean,
the ultimate nerd lounge.
Yeah, it is amazing.
Comic books and on the wall, and you have all these like Sonic the Hedgehog and all these other figures, tons of amiibos,
yes.
Awesome like gaming setups. He has a room specifically for Smash Brothers, all kinds of cool stuff. And you got to have respect for someone who's taking the time out of his own day, out of his own house, to help
out of his own pocket.
Out of his own pocket, yeah, to help a community grow. And it's grown a lot. It started a few years ago, and I had to move away, and I recently moved back to Michigan. And seeing how much it's grown and seeing that it's still going on and going strong, it's very encouraging. It's a very I wouldn't he's not like a son or anything, but I'm very proud to see that this is going on in Benton Harbor and helping. There's a lot of young kids that come here as well, and that's a really awesome thing to me, is helping the youth and being around someone who's positive and doing something good. It's always good to have the younger generation having positive influence. Yeah. So that, I appreciate alone. And then just me having something to do every Monday to keep my sanity. Right. That in its own is very great. So, thank you to you.
No problem.
Thanks to both of you guys for joining me today.
No problem. I look to do many more with you.
Yeah, I would love it. It's been fun. It's been very awesome having you guys here, and I'd love to do it again with you guys if you'd have the time.
Always. Like you said, the key word is growth, man, and just trying to keep growing.
Definitely.
As from wherever we are, Southwest Michigan as a whole, not just Little Benton Harbor, Coloma, Hartford was Reanimated, all of it. Just combine it all together and grow this side, because you hear about Eastern Michigan all the time, but no one talks about the Western side.
Right. Yeah.
No.
Got to bring that exposure out.
Right. And
definitely.
if we can be the ones that herald that are standing at the helm of that, I'd like nothing better.
Mm-hmm.
All for one for all.
Hey,
most definitely. And I am Tavian, aka the Philocypher, and you can find me at facebook.com/Philocypher. Follow me on Twitter at the Philocypher. And then for your one-stop shop for all your nerdy related stuff, all your nerd news, tech news, go to the ConsoleXplosion.com, and also check out our community that we have going on. And I'll put that in the show notes as well. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Thank you for listening.